Evening peeps, evening, welcome back to the channel. Yes, my sound's coming through. Let me know if it's too loud, too quiet. I'll turn the cars on in a minute. Let's just get through this intro bit. So we're back tonight, round 2 of the Team Oliver Racing GT3 League, hosted over there on MRC on Facebook. If you want to go get yourself involved, then yes, that's the place you need to go, is over to MRC or the Mature Racing Club over there on Facebook, and that's where that's the sim racing group that's hosting this league. So tonight, round 2, live from Autopolis or Autopolis, depends how you want to say it. We've got the sprint racing format tonight, so we've got 2 races. The first, I'll get back to that in a second. In fact, let me see if I can find that quickly. It's the new... Oh no, I've got to do that. All right, we'll come back to that. It's the new qualifying format as well tonight. So they do have to go out in order. So one car goes out, does an out lap, a hot lap, and then an in lap, and the other drivers follow him through. Kekwed, evening. How you doing tonight? All right, I hope. So yeah, that's the format. Again, it's the sprint races. I'll get to the format in a second because it means I've got to close something down which I need open, which is the points. But let's just get into the lobby. Merch still available, people. T-shirts, stickers, all that stuff. Hit me up, darksmoker@googlemail.com if you want any of that. Let me know in the chat, whatever you want. Facebook page, blah, 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 blah. Right, let's get ourselves in. Let me turn the sound on before you lot start making funny noises at me in the chat, because I've not turned the sound on. But the sound is on. So yes, it's the new qualifying format. I will just go through the points quickly. What have you done with them, you donut? Okay, so after round 1 at Fuji last week, Philo takes the win and the lead with 50 points. Gecko Racer sitting in second. He's got 42 points on the board. He also took pole and fastest lap, I believe, as well, Gecko, so a couple of extra points on the board. LVO sitting in third with 32 points. Ace Killer is in fourth with 26 points. Potter McPot in fifth with 22 points. NGR Jambu sixth with 20 points. RA Blue Racer has got 18 points for 7th. 8th is Fat Pickles Bro with 16 points. We've got Punani in 9th with 14 points. And DIA 3SP Mart with 12 points, sitting in 10th. No Brinky this season, that's a shame. We have got a stand-in driver tonight, filling one of the spaces. It is P1 Pilgrim coming over there from the P1 RC stables, one of the other sim racing groups I cover. If you watch the leagues with those, you'll recognise this livery tonight. Right, so I can shut that down, which means I can find that. Okay, so yes, this is a 2 race format tonight. We've got race 1, which is 13 laps. I'm not sure what the weather's going to do. It's looking a bit grim out there at the minute on track. You can use any tyres for race 1, and there's no mandatory pit stop or anything like that. A little bit of a break, and then we jump into race 2. That's a reverse grid. It's 25 laps. They start with 70% of fuel. The time and day and weather on track is evening and random, so that's, you know, just random. Tyres wise, you must use a set of racing softs, but all tyre options are open and available, and you can use as many sets as you like. That is the sort of rules and regs as we go through the evening. So sounds on. Good. Right, let's get ourselves in and look at some of these qualifying laps then. So Pilgrim out on his hot lap now. Let's get ourselves for a little bit of a lap. So just through turn 1, we missed that, unfortunately. It is a tricky corner. It's off camber. Now through the little kink of turn 2, if you could call it, down to the tricky, fast, but tricky 90-degree right-hander through the double apexed hairpin. Again, trying to keep as much power on, but making sure not too much power that you overshoot this hairpin right here. And you may see 1 or 2 people making moves through that corner down towards the long sweeping left. Again, just got to be careful on the throttle through here. A little bit of a feather on the way through, stomping it on the way out. Don't want to run yourself too wide. All the power on down here, up the hill towards this next almost hairpin. It may as well be a hairpin. Hard on the brakes. Again, over the brow of the hill. Tricky to get the power. Oh, braking points right. There you go. The car just awaiting itself as it comes over the hill. See Pilgrim struggling a little bit to that rubber side on the tarmac there, just for that loss of traction into this last little complex of corners. Then again, another tricky little section, this running away from you, these corners. Tricky little circuit here, Autopolis. I quite like it myself. Again, stretching those track limits to try and gain as much time as possible here, Pilgrim, but we've already seen one little slip of those tyres. Final corner, then back onto the start finish straight. Pilgrim sticking in a 1:47.9. Brinky, next man out on track. Driving the Lexus this season, Brinky. Did I just say there was no Brinky in the lobby? What? Oh, shut that down now. Oh, donut. So yes, this is the order. We've added Pilgrim. He was a late comer to the lead tonight, so he runs first. Then it's Brinky, DIA 3SP Martyrs next out on track, followed by Punani, Fat Pickles Bro, Blue Racer, Jambu, Potter McPot, Ace Killer, LBO Tricks, Gecko and Philo. So that's qualifying order. DIA 3SP Martyrs already out on track, Punani's out on track, Blue Racer, so they're all on out laps or starting hot laps. With Brinky, those he sets his qualifying lap. Again, you just saw a little wiggle, double stab at that corner there as he got it a little. Again, it's just tricky, this circuit. You see, look, just everything's tipping away from you as you go around these corners. None of these corners help you out at all. I don't think there's one corner that's banked in your favour here. Just stay on board with Brinky. He's taken top spot with a 140. Oh no, we won't stay on board with Brinky. Let's see who we have got on. Who can I get on with? It's going to be LVO when he leaves the pits. If he leaves the pits. Oh no, he's got the brake on. I just want to get you to have a look at turn 1. It seems like people are chucking themselves in the pits. Here we go. So on board with LVO Tricks just as he leaves the pits. Here, turn 1. You can't even see the apex until you're on the brakes. Tricky corner, that one. We'll get a better view of that at the start of the race. You'll see there'll be people possibly going all over the place through there as they get the cambers all wrong and the braking points all wrong through there. Okay, so let's just go back up front. Mark now sits on pole position. He's got a 1:45.2. Pushes Brinky second, Pilgrim in third. Punani just coming up to the line in the Mercedes. He sticks in a 1:49.2, so he stays in fourth for the time being. The Racer will be the next man to cross the line. Of a second up through that timing line. Oh, little bit. Oh, gather it together. No, he's not gathered it together. He's not gathered it together at all. That's Blue Racer's lap thrown in the bin there. Dirty tyres as well. He won't be able to push these next couple of corners. It's in the drain anyway, so he's probably going to end up, unless anybody else does that, he's probably going to end up at the back of the pack with that mistake, unfortunately. So we'll stick with him, we'll see what he puts in. I've got a driver in front of him, I'm not sure if they're putting in a hot lap or just starting a hot lap now. Again, Blue Racer just getting it a little bit wrong through there, towards the line there. What's he got? Yeah, it's a 157.4. He sits in 5th until other drivers come across the line. Ultimate Pot will be the next man. The GTR. Ultimate Pot, the host, he's set this whole one up as well. Andre, evening brother. Maybe a silly question, but how long is the track? Why are you asking me questions like that? Have you got a phone in your hand, Andre? You know there's Google, right? You could Google that. Ultimate Pot sticks in a 144.3. Sticks himself on pole position then. Nice killer. Got the widges in the... I don't even know how to say your last name, Andre, on the screen, and the Wiss, isn't it? And in the chat. Ace Killer sticks himself in 2nd then, 144.6. So Potter 1st, Ace Killer in 2nd, DIA 3SP in Mart in 4th, Brinky in 5th, Pilgrim 6th. What? Brinky 4th, Pilgrim 5th, Punani 6th. Blue Racer in 7th, LVO Tricks coming up towards the line. Ooh, nearly letting the rear end of that BMW go. He now goes quicker, 143.2. He smoshed it, a 1.1 second advantage. Just wait for Gecko. Oof, Gecko may have just got it all wrong through there. We'll just catch him gathering that back up. It's the time on 30 already, we'll see. Sorry, Andre, but if I wasn't in the lobby, I could go and look at race settings, and it would show me. If we drop out in between qualifying and the race, I'll have a look. I can definitely have a look in between race 1 and race 2. Gecko then sticks in a 2nd position, fastest lap, 144.1. So it is LVO on pole, Gecko 2nd, Potter 3rd, Ace Killer 4th, Mart in 5th, Brinky in 6th, Pilgrim 7th, Punani in 8th, Blue Racer in 9th. Thought we had 11 drivers in this lobby. Thought we had 11 drivers in this lobby. Why have we only got 9 drivers? I'm sure we had 11 drivers. Yeah. Where's Fat Pickles, bro? There is no Fat Pickles, bro. Who else are we missing? We are missing Jambu. Is Jambu on track? Interesting. Down to 9 drivers. There was 11 when we first joined the lobby. Hopefully we've not got glitches. These boys might be able to see those 2 on track. I possibly not, if we've got lobby issues. Unfortunately, we can't get to see any of the cars' liveries either while they're in this. While they're sat in the pits, it won't let me change the camera angle. I've got drivers just leaving the pits, so we'll chuck ourselves in. Boom, Philo then in the BMW. Practice starts on the racing mediums for race 1. Little practice start, throws himself back in the pits. There's Fat Pickles, bro. Oh yeah, Punani, yeah. Where's Fat Pickles, bro? Why didn't we see him cross the line? He's in the chat thing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is Blue Racer. Just no 10 and 11. what's happening in the lobby. So I'm not sure now whether we're waiting for drivers to rejoin the room or we're just having a little break in between qualifying and the race. Throw that in the lobby chat, see if anyone else has noticed. All you're going to get is different views of different pit crews at the minute. What did Potter say then? There you go, you see 4.673 kilometers. What's that in real lengths? Don't put it in reverse, Potter. Take out pit crew. This is not Death Race 2000. The old one, the better one. Elvio doing donuts. Yes, it is. 3-second penalty. Can he blow those tyres out? You're only in third. Get it up into 6. Those tyres doing 180 miles an hour, Andre. Miles an hour, yeah. Muppaher. There you go, real lengths, look, 2.9 miles. Practice starts from Elvio. Spinning those tyres up on the way out as well. He'll lose that penalty. Still no fat pickles. Trying not to break the car before the race, Elvio. DIA3SP Mart has decided to go for a bit of a burnout as well. Also picking himself up a 3-second penalty. Grippier than you think, aren't they really? You like that, Andre? Glad. Good segue. Here he is. See what he's got. Is he just aiming for Mart? Oh no. Oh no, I thought he was going to go for a T-bone on Mart then. Pick your box. Pick your box, Ace Killer. Not the front one, because you know you're not there. Come on. Oh, not quite full throttle, look. 9/10 full throttle. Not bad. See if he gets turn 1 right. Ooh. it is, Andre. 2.9 miles. There you go. Miles. Yeah. Where are you, Fat Pickles, bro? I can. You're in the chat. You're in the room. Why aren't you racing? Did you get a ban from qualifying? What, were you bad last week? Huh? I saw someone say the guy's a pleb. I didn't see who it was from. It's Fat Pickles himself. Calling himself a pleb. What happened then, Fat Pickles? Why haven't you qualified? Come on. Possibly, yeah. Possibly glitched. Who knows? Good luck. Boom. Race 1 about to kick off then, I think. Lobby just being reset. Fat Pickles is still here. We have got 11 drivers on track. Who else did we not see qualify? What's going on? Why are my 2 drivers missing? Was it Brinky? Did we not see? No, we saw Brinky. Did we not see him qualifying? I don't know. Technology, man. Just work, will you? Everybody throwing their tunes on then. Again, I think we've still got lobby glitches in terms of setups. You put your setup on your car and then you reset the lobby and it resets all your settings on your car as well. Thanks, PlayStation. Thanks. Appreciate that. Doesn't affect me. I don't race anymore. I literally do this on GT. I did race, just didn't get time to practice enough. I was doing so much commentary that I didn't get time to sit behind the wheel and actually race, so I was crashing into walls a lot and stuff. Getting angry, so I jacked it in. Blue earlier. Who's that? Who's in the blue? Who's in the blue BMW? There's Fat Pickles, bro. He is in the lobby at least. Who else didn't we see go round? Was it maybe Brinky or Punani? But I'm sure we saw Punani go round. Pink Mercedes. Who knows? Done now. Qualifying done. Oh, we saw Brinky go around as well. We saw Brinky go around in the Lexus. Oh, I don't know. There seemed to be 9 drivers on track when I looked. Tyres for race 1 then for some of these drivers. Most drivers go for the softs or the mediums. Nobody sticking on their hards for the first race. 13 laps. You won't blow through a set of hards in 13 laps, but you'll lose enough time to drop the field. So better to run on a set of softs or mediums and deal with the harassment at the end if you're when your tyres start giving out. Blue Racer representing the Race Asylum group, so Race Asylum in association with this league as well. A few of their drivers over the seasons, to be honest. RA Fido in the house as well. a Gecko racer also. So we have got two lobbies running tonight. We've got the pros and the pro-ams. You're watching the pros with me, and we've got the pro-ams running, but I don't think they're live. Is D-Dot racing? I don't even know if D-Dot's racing, but he is running comms, possibly post-race for pro-ams. He'll be running that over on his Facebook page, which is D.90. Obviously, I'm here on Facebook. Facebook on YouTube. Someone's just got it wrong. Someone else has just got it wrong. Oh no, Ace Killer's made it round. And taken out Elvio. And himself. Punani's threatening Elvio. He's trying to escape in reverse. Almost makes it. Like James Bond, that kind of thing, that was. GTA. That's kind of what that was. Look at this in the dark as well. This is going to be interesting. So we'll let's stay with Fat Pickles. Philo sat at the back. Oh, we got a false start from Blue Racer. He's going to have to slow down a bit. Philo's going to come storming past him. Fat Pickles. No qualifier. He's getting squeezed down towards turn one. Does everybody make it through there cleanly? Oh, Blue Racer comes back through after. Oof, drives off. No, Punani gets it wrong. He's spun around. He's had the save of his life by Fat Pickles, who's come through and pointed him in the right direction. Still a punch up here. Brinky almost ran himself off circuit there as well. Blue Racer runs off circuit next to Mart. Through though. Oh, Mark gets a wobble on through there and he ends up sideways. Punani goes off at the hairpin as well. Both drivers run off. Martin spun around. Punani's managed to get himself back on track. The field broken up already early on in race one. Again, 13 laps here. That's all it is. Let's get ourselves back up front, see what's going on. Elvio then leading the way as we hit this second hairpin over the brow of the hill. Gecko in second. Potter. Oh, Potter gets a wobble on through there as well in third, but holds onto it. Ace Killer in fourth. Philo in fifth. Brinky got a wobble on through turn one, but he managed to hold on to it. He's got sixth position. Pilgrim seventh. Fat Pickles, the saviour of Punani, in eighth position, but fighting for that seventh with Pilgrim. Blue Racer on his tail in ninth. Punani in 10th, just saw him run off at the hairpin. We saw Martin, not sure what happened. Martin just seemed to get a wobble on in the Nissan. And it spun him around, off he went at the hairpin. Again, a tricky circuit this one, Autopolis or Autopolis. You've probably got to know this one inside and out with the off cambers. Elvio then leads us down towards turn one. Full tilt this lap, hard on the brakes. There's the apex. Again, you've got to know exactly where to brake on this circuit. Still being hunted by Gecko Racer. Top two have pulled a little bit of a gap though. Lights on here at Autopolis as it starts to get a little bit darker. 0.6 of a second, the gap between first and second. 2.2 then back to Potomac Pot. We saw him get a little wobble on. 0.6 back to Ace Killer sitting in fourth. Top four now. A little bit of a gap again, 2.9, nearly 3 seconds back to Brinky in fifth. Fat Pickles has pulled himself into sixth, got himself past Pilgrim. Pilgrim holding on to seventh, but under threat from Blue Racer in that other little McLaren. Trying to run around the outside there, he's got a nose at the inside. Keeps it on the track as well, I'm not sure if he'd out-braked himself there. Pilgrim gets a wobble on coming out of the hairpin. Again, manages to gather it up, but loses a bit of time to Blue Racer. Philo then closing up on him. What happened to you, Philo? You're in fifth. You've spun it round somewhere. Punani in 10th, 4.3 seconds down. Mart, unfortunately, 4.7 seconds down in the Nissan. He's going to have to push hard in this first race to try and get any kind of result back from that position. Elvio then pulls a second over Gecko. 1.1 seconds starting to break away now then, the BMW. himself out of the tow range of Gecko. Ultimate Pot 2.9 seconds back. Still got Ace Killer for company. Oh, Fat Pickles! Turn 1, the off camber. Has he held it? No, he hasn't. Gets himself back on circuit. Kicks him a load of muck. Both sides of the circuit he decided to have a visit on then. Punani coming up on him quick as well. Was doing well, Fat Pickles. Hart as well, also closing up on Punani and Fat Pickles. Elvio starting to stretch now, 1.3 seconds. You can already see the wear showing up on the soft tyres. Gecko also on that soft option for race 1. Potter's gone for the softs, race 1. Ace Killer softs. Brinky's gone for the mediums. Again, another little wobble on out of there. Blue Racer on the mediums as well. Not a lot of wear showing on those. Philo on the softs in the BMW. Oof, that's tricky, that is. You don't want to be sticking your wheels on the outside edge of that corner. Holds on to it though. Philo sitting in 7th. Pilgrim into 8th, then Fat Pickles 9th. Got himself back on circuit, but he's kept himself in front of Punani as well. Only by a second. Martin still closing that gap as well. 3.3 behind. This man is just stretching away. Still 1.3, nearly 1.4. It is 1.4 by the time he hits the braking zone at turn 1. Gecko loses another 10th through there. 1.5 seconds. The BMW absolutely stomping it here in Japan. Pot doing everything he can to hang on to those two, but it's not happening for him at the minute. Dropped 0.2 of a second to those top two. Kept himself in front of Ace Killer sitting in 4th. He's dropped a little bit further back himself. So working well. Oh, a little wobble on for Ace Killer. Working well for LVO Tricks then up front in the BMW. Ace Killer not quite been able to find pace of LVO up front. Different setups again though. It is free to tune. Oh, Brinky. Blue Racer as well decided to stretch those track limits. Philo up the inside. Blue Racer. I think there was possibly a little bit of concertina effect going on there. Not sure if Philo coming through on Blue Racer caused Blue Racer to get pushed across into Brinky and knock Brinky off circuit. I think that's what happened. Can't be certain, but Paul Brinky was on the outside and I don't think he had anywhere to go. So Fat Pickles, who's also been off circuit, he's moves up a position into 8th. Brinky 9th, Punani 2 seconds behind him in 10th. Mart right on his tail now, 1.9 seconds back in the Nissan. LVO still finding time, 2.2 seconds here in this great big BMW. Working. Gecko in the Mercedes, just not able to keep with the pace of that BMW. It was in almost 10ths per corner to him. Where's Elvio finding this pace from? I'm not saying he's slow in at any other point in the races I've seen him race, but seems to have found something here at Autopolis. Many laps in. 2.4, nearly 2.5 seconds lead then for Elvio. Lap 5 of 13. Half worn soft tyres still on. Fastest lap on the board as well at the minute, 143.6. Will probably come down once they stick a new set of tyres on. They won't need any more fuel for this race, so as the fuel depletes they will obviously get quicker. Fresher tyres they've got on, obviously they will be even quicker. That's what I was looking at. Elvio, I thought I'd seen that livery in blue. It's the same as Philo's, just different colour combination. Look, the big Puma smoshed down the side, or the leopard, or whatever you want to call it, but fully pink. Whereas Elvio Tricks got the same, but the blue and the green going on. Philo Engineering bolted on the side. Big shout out to the Team Oliver Racing guys as well. They own and race a truck down in the truck racing series. BTCC, British Truck, BTRC, something like that. BTRC, British Truck Racing Championship. I forget. It's on Facebook. Go find them. If you get the opportunity to go and watch any of the truck racing, I highly recommend it. You will never see bigger things going so fast and thinking, how? But don't stand near the track. You won't be allowed to stand near the track. But definitely, I would definitely advise going to watch a bit of truck racing, that is for certain. And if you do see the Team Oliver Racing boys, go and say hello from all of us here in the league. Pembury this weekend, I think. Was it Pembury I saw them at? Elvio still finding time here then, 2.7 seconds over Gecko. Potter falling further back, Ace Killer falling further back in 4th, Philo into 5th, 4.4 seconds back. RA Blue Racer in 6th, just a second behind Philo. Interesting to see how long these medium tyres hold up. Still a fair amount of wear on Blue Racer's tyres, to be honest. In the pits this lap, then Philo in the pits this lap. Okay, softs then blowing themselves out, or they're not risking them for any longer than 6-7 laps by the looks of it. Fat Pickles goes through, his softs are already blown out. Pilgrim also goes through. Potter back out, no fuel but a fresh set of softs on. Brinky tries to sling one up the inside of him at turn 1. That would have been tricky. Potter's on the fresh tyres, Brinky on old mediums. Should be an easy defend here for Potter on Brinky. Ace Killer has also been in. He's got a fresh set of softs on as well. Mark still out on his mediums, sitting in 9th. Philo out, a fresh set of softs. Punani still on his mediums in 11th. So Mark's got past Punani. Into 9th then. Little mistake for Punani probably somewhere. Elvio then, he's running his softs to the absolute limit at front left. He's crying out to be changed. Will he come in this lap? 2.8 seconds over Gecko. ASMR, hashtag like to click. So through the final left-hander then, does he stay over to the left? Yes he does, he's coming in the pits this lap then is Elvio. In he comes, tricky pit entrance as well. Gecko follows him in. Tyres looking a little bit better, but won't gain any time on him in the pits. Blue Racer, what are you going to do? You're going to stay out on the mediums? Yes, he is. I think Elvio and Gecko might get out before him. No. Yes, no. Elvio just comes out pit entrance. Blue Racer fires his way past. But now Elvio in second, a fresh set of softs, half a tank of fuel on, be able to push that BMW hard in this second half of the race. Should be able to make short work of Blue Racer as well. He's on the less grippy tyres anyway, and they are half worn. A fresh set of softs on for Elvio. He's got to be careful here as well, Blue Racer. He's got to, Elvio. He doesn't want to slow himself down too much and fall into the hands of Gecko Racer. He's still got to fight for position here though. Blue Racer might just be going for the one stop and not swapping his tyres at all. But it is now Elvio. He's found the line a couple of corners before, positioned himself in the right place, got himself up the inside of the hairpin. And now that gives him a little bit of a buffer between himself and chase car Gecko as well. Yeah, Blue Racer's kind of out of this fight as such. He's still in a good place for a podium here. I think Gecko should make short work of him as well on his fresh tyres. 2.4 seconds as he was behind race leader Elvio. Again, now Elvio's got that little bit of a gap between himself. He's got that buffer of Blue Racer in between the two. Might just work out in his favour. Oh, Elvio puts himself off circuit a little bit. That's going to slow him down for sure. Blue Racer closing back up. That's going to drag Gecko back up. That's gone from 2.4 down to 1.5 then with that little mistake from Elvio. Don't count Blue Racer out of this yet. Lap 9 of 13. You've got to know where to overtake here. Some fast corners. Again, you saw Elvio sort of line himself up a couple of corners before the hairpin just to get himself in the right place to gain the advantage up the hill. Right on his tail now then, Gecko chasing down that second position. Pretty much the same place that Elvio did him. Just let himself drift out wide on the way up to this hairpin. Up the inside at the hairpin and through he goes into second then. So still on a podium spot here then for Blue Racer. He's got 8.6 seconds back to Potter McPot in fourth. He's still got Ace Killer for company here in fifth. Pretty close together all race so far. Potter and Ace Killer. Philo in sixth. Brinky seventh. Another 2.5 seconds down. Pilgrim 5.3 seconds back. He's got Mart on his tail. Mart's on an absolutely worn out set of mediums. Is he going to run to the end? Probably. Punani's medium's looking pretty good though. Sitting in 10th, Fat Pickles all over the back end of him. He's got a fresh set of softs on. Still positions to be had then here then at the back of the field. Fat Pickles looking for a way through. Should make it an easy job of it. Coming down start finish straight. We'll be able to get on the accelerator quicker earlier than Punani down here. Be able to use the toe as well. Going for the overtake by the looks of it. Punani gets a wobble on through there. That almost causes Fat Pickles to smash into the back of him. While that's been going on, just up in front, Mart has got himself into 8th position. Pilgrim in 9th now then. Both drivers on a beat up set of medium tyres. Nissan's made its way through though past the Mercedes. Mart into 8th. Pilgrim 9th. Another little wobble there from Pilgrim on the way out. Got Punani still holding off Fat Pickles. Not anymore. Fat Pickles drives round the outside of him with his fresher tyres. Punani 11th, Fat Pickles in 10th then. Just as I said, there's positions to be had at the back of the field here. Elvio though out front, still got that 2.5 second advantage, so even after Gecko managed to get past Blue Racer, he's still been able to find time and stretch that gap again between himself and Gecko. Blue Racer still holding on to this third position. He's 5 seconds behind those two. Potter is closing up a little bit, but is it going to be enough? We're on lap 10 of 13, sorry, lap 11 of 13 as Potter crosses the line. 4.7 behind Blue Racer. Ace Killer's fallen off the back of Potter as well a little bit. He's got his own worries. He's got a mirror full of Philo at the minute, but it is BMW versus BMW. Semi-worn softs versus slightly less semi-worn softs between Ace Killer and Philo. That will be an interesting fight. Blinky kind of out on his own, 10 seconds behind Philo in 6th, but he's got 5.5 seconds plus back to Martin 8th. He's still got mirrors full of cars. Fat Pickles has closed back up on him. He's got a fresh set of softs on. Probably make this position short work, I'd have thought. There he is, up the inside already. Mark giving him plenty of room through there. Martin to 9th, then Fat Pickles up into 8th. Pilgrim 10th. Punani falling a little bit further back. I think he's struggling on his tyres now. He's fallen off the back of Pilgrim as well. Elvio again finding, look at this, big chunks of time, 3.4 seconds now over Gecko. A couple of corners to go before he starts his penultimate lap. Lap 12 of 13, then 3.3 seconds up the road from Gecko. Again, been pushing hard, Gecko, but it's just 10th after 10th, corner after corner. He's just not been able to put it down like Elvio. Blue Racer could come under threat here, then Potter's closed that gap quite quickly. Blue Racer was about 5 seconds behind Gecko. He's now 9 seconds back. So he's fallen 4 seconds into the hands of Potter. Potter now just 1.5 seconds behind him. Fastest sector there as well from Potter. Soft tyres. Semi-worn, but they will still be faster than Blue Racers. Absolutely blown out mediums. And he's got 2 laps to try and hold off the Nissan. Potter could be on for the final podium position here. Philo's got himself past Ace Killer as well. Still holding 6th though, Ace Killer. Falling away from Philo unfortunately, but under no threat from behind. Brinky another 13.2 seconds behind him. Pickles closing up on his softs again, 2.4 seconds behind the Brinkster. And closing. Got a lap and a half left to put it to him. Down to 2 seconds. Mart in 9th then. 6.6 seconds behind Fat Pickles, and Pilgrim falling away again. 3.9 seconds. Blown out front left. Mart's is blown out front left as well. Punani's tyres still looking pretty good. But 3.6 seconds behind Pilgrim. We are on to final laps then. Elvio crosses the line to start his final lap. 4.1 second lead now over Gecko. Again, it's just been corner after corner, 10th after 10th. Solid performance though from both top 2 drivers. Take nothing away from the drivers behind either. They've all put good stints in. But it has been this man dominant in race 1. Made 1 stop. Softs on for stint 1, softs on for stint 2. No tyre regs in the first race. Again, he's just managed to pull time over Gecko on pretty much every corner. Still pulling time here near the end of the race as well. 4.4 seconds lead then. Last couple of corners to go for Elvio. Unless he does something dramatic now. He's won this one, hasn't he? There he is, through that final corner then, up towards the line then for Elvio. Comfortable win in race 1, 4.4 seconds as he crosses the line. Gecko can't take anything away from him, pushed hard. Just wasn't able to match the pace of Elvio in race 1. Potter McPop though does make that 3rd position. Blue Racer's really struggling on his tyres. Oh, Philo putting it to Potter though right at the end of the race. Potter does take that 3rd, Philo takes 4th. Ace Killer's managed to make his way past Blue Racer as well, so he takes 5th, Blue Racer takes 6th. Fat Pickles and Brinky right at the end. The soft tyres of Fat Pickles have worked in his favour. And he's managed to get himself through into 7th then. Fat Pickles takes that 7th. Brinky takes 8th on worn mediums. Mark's going to come home in 9th. Got sent off track quite early on, Mart, or got a wobble on and got sent off track himself, kind of. So took 9th. Pilgrim takes 10th position. Punani also got himself sent at the hairpin and ends up 11th in race 1. There it is. LVO Tricks, a win. So is this, we have a little bit of a break now in between race 1 and race 2. Nothing massive. So just enough to give the drivers a bit of a break, go to the toilet if they need to, that sort of thing. And then we crack on with race 2. Did I say that was 27 laps? 24 laps? What did I say? Let's have a look. Race 2, 25 laps. Oh, I was close. 27, 24. Take the average. I'll do 25 and a half. So 25 lap race. It's a reverse grid. Okay, we are having a 10-minute break in between race 1 and race 2. There you go. It does say it in the chat. Not the PlayStation chat, in the Facebook race chat. So we've got a 10-minute break. Then we have a reverse grid race 2, 25 laps. They start with 70% of fuel. The time of day and weather on track is evening and random. So obviously the time of day is evening. The weather's not evening. The time of day is not random. The time of day is evening and the weather is random. You must use a set of soft tyres in this race, but every other tyre option is open after that. You can do what you want. Come in for as many pit stops as you want. Take as many stops as you want. And I learnt last week after the fiasco of the rain that the little rain bar, which I'll point out when we jump back in the lobby on the track, when the little bar crosses the first line, it's deemed a wet race. So if you were watching last week, it was deemed a wet race, hence people could do what the hell they wanted with tyres, and being as the rain only came for a lap, well, people just stayed on softs and then stayed on softs instead of doing the dry race setup, which is, you know, it was legal because it was deemed a wet race, but literally the rain came down for like a lap on half the track or something like that, maybe a lap and a half, and then disappeared. And drivers, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know if it was deemed a wet race or not, but it was, and I don't think some of the drivers quite figured it out either. Some drivers were smashing on soft after soft after soft, because obviously once it becomes a wet race, the tyre regs go out the window. You can put on whatever you want. So that's what people were doing, softs, while others were sticking to the mediums, softs, hards, while others were sticking in inters, and yeah. But yeah, they have to use a set of softs, but other than that, do what you like in terms of tyres. Don't use them if you want to, well, apart from that one set of softs. Got to use those. You can make your car hover around this circuit. Good luck to you. So Elvio gets maximum points in race 1. He took pole position, got fastest lap in race 1, and took the win as well. Extra points for Elvio for race 1. Then see how he gets on in race 2. Again, we'll start from the back of the grid. But the BMW, especially with whatever setup he's got on it, seems to be working here at Autopolis. Okay, Potter just thrown up in the race chat there on the PlayStation that we're gonna have a 5-minute break, but we've already had about 5 minutes anyway, so it will be about 10 minutes. And I don't even know when he popped that up, so it could be less than that by now. See how they get on in race 2. Hopefully, well, hopefully it stays dry, but you never know. Looking a bit misty out there. No more hashtag lighter clicks for a bit. So we'll be able to put the same performance into race 2. Again, slightly different setup with that 70% of fuel. It means a definite pit stop. No fuel saving or anything's going to get you around this circuit without stopping for fuel. Hence why they start with 70%. Will they all get through turn 1 cleanly again? Who knows? What are you on? What are you on, LVO? What tyres are you on? Gone for a set of mediums for first stint in race 1 by the looks of things. Well, he's out on track, giving him a little bit of a run about anyway. Getting used to him before the race starts, maybe just seeing whether he's going to go for softs or mediums and softs. Circuit at the minute anyway. Tricky turn 1. Because every single corner here is off camber. Oh, thanks. Potter just resetting the room then. Thought we were going to see some of those off camber corners then. Maybe we will. We'll see. See if some of these drivers want to go for a bit of a rollabout. LVO's back on softs. Could be changing tyres right about now though. Nobody going out. Got movement. Not anymore. He was going out, and then he wasn't going out. Plastered in aerials, this thing, look. 3 on the roof. How many radios do you need, Mark? Deco out on the softs, Blue Racer out on the mediums again. LVO Tricks back out on the mediums. Ace Killer. Brave. Hard tyre. Brave. See how he gets on. You won't be able to keep with the pace of the soft or the medium tyred drivers, but he should be able to run a bit longer. Tyres will be in better condition. Oh, Ace Killer's out on the soft tyres. Ah. Boring. Sneaky practice start from Philo. I knew you'd do that, Pilgrim. I knew you'd do that, Pilgrim. These boys trying to put in proper race laps and, you know, dial the setups in and stuff, and you come out the pits and try and debone them. Love it. Yeah, boring Ace Killer. When he was sat in the pits, he had the hard tyres on, but he's come out on a set of softs. Yeah. No fun. Only a couple of drivers are opting for the medium tyre for stint 1. Blue Racer and Brinky at the minute. That all might change when they come out on circuit. Down towards turn 1 then. Let's see if we can see some of these off cameras. I probably left it too late again. The race is going to kick in as we hit turn 2 or something. There's off camber dirty turn 1. Down towards turn 2. We've got 1 minute. Again, all of these just want to push you out wide. Double apex up towards the hairpin. This is where we saw Martin Punani get it wrong through there, end up off track, the pair of them. Down towards the long sweeping left, feathering the throttle on the way through here. Again, just trying to catch that apex and then let it run out wide. In the right hand side as we run up to this second hairpin, again over the brow of the hill. The tyres just want to unweight themselves as they go over the top. Got to be careful on the throttle. Seen a few drivers get a bit of a wobble on coming out of there. So down the hill towards this fast corner, again just wants to push you out wide. This one as well, up the hill. It's a brilliant track when you get it right, but yeah, it's not very forgiving when you get it wrong. Camber on this second to last corner. Through that final corner, that's probably about the only one you can keep the power on through. Right, so race 2 about to start then. He got murked. Should put a little D after the Mercedes sign. Apostrophe D. That's what you need, Pilgrim. That's not the track, Pilgrim. Right, race 2 then. Just about to get underway. 25 laps here at Autopolis. 70% of fuel on board. Revs go up, then wait for the red lights to go on and then drop, and we'll get this one underway. Red lights go on then. It's a good start, nobody's peeled off into the wall yet. Down towards turn 1. Whoa. Let's have a look through here. Oh, Brinky's off again through there. There's another little wobble there by Fat Pickles, bro. He has a little chunk out the side of Potter, but everybody through there cleanly. Oh, no, they're not. No, they're not. My apologies. Blue Racer has come off a cropper. He's ended up at the back of the pack. 1.4 seconds down. Closing back up though, nowhere for anybody else to go, so he's able to close that gap up pretty quickly. Pilgrim leads the way then, chased by the second Mercedes of Punani. Martin third in the Nissan. Ace Killer fourth in the BMW. Potter under pressure from Philo fifth. Potter loses that position. Through the hairpin. Ace Killer runs a little bit deep. Potter comes under attack from Philo. Not sure who was at fault then, but looks like Philo's had to slow down, or he's given a position back. I'm not too sure what's happened, but he's back into sixth position. Gecko in 7th, Fat Pickles in 8th, Elvio up into 9th, Brinky 10th. Again, he got a wobble on through turn 1. Blue Racer got it wrong through turn 1, but he is back with the pack now, sitting in 11th. Punani has got himself past Pilgrim into 1st, then Pilgrim 2nd. Mart still holding 3rd. This second Nissan of Potter McPot all over the back of him though, as we hit this long start finish straight. Mark goes for a little move around the outside. He's now got a toe off of Punani in front. It's going to be interesting. We've got different packs heading down towards turn 1. Mart swings one around the outside of Pilgrim, gets himself into 2nd. Pilgrim now under threat from the other Nissan of Potter. Potter's got himself up the inside. Should make... Has he left the door too far open? No, he hasn't. Holds on to 3rd, then just... Pilgrim 4th, Ace Killer right behind him for 5th. Oh, Ace Killer up the inside at the hairpin. There's a little bit of a concertina effect. Philo has dinked into the back of Ace Killer. That's pushed him down position, allowed Gecko Racer to come through and take 6th off him. Philo 7th. A little bit of front end damage to contend with as well for Philo. Elvio in 8th. He's got himself past Fat Pickles. Fat Pickles in 9th. Blue Racer made up another position as well. He's up into 10th position, and Brinky now in the back of the field in 11th. Still bumper to bumper action here early on in race 2. Punani still leads. Mart holds 2nd. The 2 Nissans bumper to bumper. That 4th. Ace Killer looks to be a little bit of a cork in the bottle at the minute. He's got Philo and Gecko Racer and Elvio Tricks behind him looking for a way through. Fat Pickles right there with them, as is Blue Racer, as is Brinky. Nobody out of danger yet. Back up front, Mark going for the lead. He's got a little bit of a toe off of Punani out of that final corner. He sticks one up the inside, does Mart, and gets the job done through turn 1 into 1st. Gets a little bit of a gap between himself and that chasing Nissan of Potter McPot. Potter having a little look up the inside of Punani into the turn 3. On with Punani. Oh, Potter slings one up the inside, keeps the Nissan pointed straight. Punani went for a little bit of a wider line, just left that door open. Potter slots his way through in the Nissan then. Nissan 1 and 2 here at Autopolis. The Japanese will be loving this, absolutely loving this. Lulling everybody else into a false sense of security into race 1. Storming away with it in a minute in race 2. Mark then with 0.8 of a second lead over Potter. Punani holding 3rd. Pilgrim still 4th. Ace Killer 5th. Philo still 6th. Gecko Racer. He's made that position back up. Gecko Racer and Philo swap positions again. Philo back up into 6th. Gecko 7th. Elvio in 8th. We're having another. Oh, Punani! Oh, Pilgrim! Oh, there's Mercedes everywhere. There's Mercedes everywhere. Pilgrim's off, Punani's off. Absolutely no idea what happened there. I just saw pinks and grey Mercedes spinning around. Oh, Pilgrim, hold it together, hold it together. That's twice. Race 1 and race 2. Punani and Pilgrim have both been off track. Again, tricky circuit. I'm not sure if there's any contact between any drivers, but the two Nissans have now got clear air between themselves and third. Oof, Potter getting a wobble on as well through there, but it is still Mark that leads 0.5 of a second. Potter in second. They now have 2.7 seconds lead over Philo in third. Again, he's got his mirrors full of Ace Killer. Oh, he gets a wobble on. Oh, he holds on to it though. So it's BMW, Mercedes, BMW for third, fourth, fifth and sixth. German contingent chasing down the Japanese up front. Gecko then sitting in fifth, LVO sixth. Blue Racer in 7th, Fat Pickles still in the fight in 8th, Brinky still in the fight in 9th. It's unfortunately just Pilgrim and Punani that have had terrible accident. 10th and 11th unfortunately for the two Mercedes drivers. And back up front, I just noticed DIA 3SP Marts decided to stick in fastest lap of the race, 145.5, don't you know. Potter had just had that, Mart's just taking it off him, I think. But that pink dot in Potter's mirror is definitely getting bigger by a chunk. Just 1.2 seconds, 1.3 seconds gap between Mart and Potter. Managed to drop Ace Killer, Gecko and Elvio. Potter then looking for the lead. Into turn one, Martin unable to defend on that one. Potter left it pretty late. Move was decisive, through he goes. Martin needs to hang on to him then. Keep these two Nissans against a pile of attacking German cars behind. Again, Philo looking dangerous. Just a second behind Mart now. 1.7 back to Ace Killer. Still fending off Gecko Racer and LVO Tricks at the minute. Ace Killer 4th, 5th and 6th. Blue Racer just a second back on his mediums. Not doing too bad on those. Fat Pickles is hanging on to him as well. Not too much difference in terms of wear on the fronts between the two McLarens, even though Blue Racer's on the mediums and Fat Pickles is on the softs. A little bit of a difference in the rears. Still not as big as a difference as I'd thought I'd have seen between the softs and the mediums on the front. Brinky in the Lexus then hanging on to 9th, 1.2 seconds behind Fat Pickles. No threat from behind at the minute. 7.1 back to Pilgrim. He's towing Punani along. Mercedes drivers will want to close back up to the pack, that's for sure. It's going to be a tough ask now though. Big gap back to the field, 7.2 seconds for these two. Right, development. Potter has stretched a great big lead. Oh, we just missed the overtake by Philo. Just saw the pink thing go past the blue thing in my peripheral, and Philo does go through to take a second. Mark hangs on to third. In first, 1 second up front at the minute. Philo still chasing him. Mark now under threat a little bit from Ace Killer. He's just 1.5 seconds behind. Ooh, gets a wobble on. Ooh, holds on to the position. Does he? Just. Gecko had a little look up the inside with his nose. Decided to back out of it. LVO Tricks nowhere to go through there either. Now Gecko gets himself up the inside of Ace Killer, tries to run himself round the outside, back down the hill towards this right-hander at the bottom. It hasn't worked out, he's got to be careful he doesn't get that position taken off him by Elvio now as they run down the hill. Ace Killer exploring those track limits. You don't want to be kicking up sand on the left-hand side of your car through that corner, that's for sure. Tricks on the mediums, nowhere to go for him at the minute. Two drivers in front on half-worn softs. Racer on his mediums, holding on to 7th, 1.3 seconds behind Elvio. Still got Fat Pickles filling his rear view mirror at the minute in 8th. He's just 0.6 of a second behind him. Brinky, Brinky, the tyres squealing there, but he's held it together. Lost a bit of time to that fight in front between Fat Pickles and Blue Racer. But holding 9th, 2.1 seconds down. There is Punani closing up. Pilgrim's come in the pits then. Has he taken on board fuel? No. I think he might be sitting at race 2 out here. Pot then had that gap closed right down by Philo. The BMW threatening the Nissan 4 first at the minute. On board with Philo then chasing down Potter McPot from the different internal camera view. Doesn't give me any options to look about in here. It's just what the PlayStation decides it wants to look at. Too bad, to be honest. Still holding second, not able to get past Potter yet. Just needs to hang on to that rear end of the yellow Nissan as they come onto this start-finish straight. Pressure him all the way down there. Looks like he's got slightly better grip through here as well. Tyres possibly in slightly better condition than Potter's. Potter looking for all those tight lines. Doesn't want to leave the door open at all for Philo to come through. The outside then for get a bit of that view on. Potter runs wide, he's on the grass. That's going to slow him down dramatically. He's gone for the defensive line though. He knows that's going to slow him down. Philo closes up on him in the BMW down towards turn 1. Glitch. That glitch just giving Potter McPot the breathing room. 0.7 of a second now between them. What happened there? I know what happened there. Oh no, I was going to say I thought Pilgrim had dropped out of the room, but he's not. He's still there. I don't know what happened, but it is still Potter leading. Philo's closed that gap right back up onto him as they come out of the hairpin. Elvio Trix is up into 3rd. A few drivers been in the pits then. Potter defending for his life at the minute from the BMW, but both drivers suffering with tyres. Potter's are blown out on the front. Philo's aren't too far behind him. He throws one up the inside here. Oh! He's got a wobble on. He almost took Potter out, but he has slowed down, given that position back. Potter got the inside line into this next corner. Keeps himself right in the fight though, Philo. It'll be interesting to see when these boys come in the pits. Their tyres hurting their laps at the minute. Elvio right in the thick of it now. He's just 0.8 of a second behind race leader Potter. Are they going to throw themselves in the pits this lap? Potter's tyres crying out to be changed. Philo got a little tiny bit of life left in his. Elvio's got plenty on his mediums, look. Plenty. Philo comes in. Potter stays out on his softs. He won't be able to defend from Elvio down here. Elvio through to take the race lead then. So taking the race win in race 1, Elvio. Looking for the win in race 2. Potter McPot looking to have a little look up the inside. To lap 9 of 25. Just under quarter of a tank left for all these drivers. Potter probably running. Well, he's just got to be careful. Obviously he's got a quarter of a tank on, but he doesn't want to run those tyres really for much longer. Otherwise he's just going to lose too much time to the drivers behind him who've already pit and put those fresh tyres on. It is Elvio Trix starting to stretch out a bit of a lead then, 1.5 seconds on that medium tyre. Has done him well so far. Oh, that's the wrong way. Pot in second, then blown out set of soft tyres on the front. Brinky stayed out on the mediums, holds third position at the minute, got loads of fuel on board. Brinky, over quarter of a tank on for him. Ace Killer's been in, he's got a fresh set of softs on, he holds fourth position. Blue Racer's right behind him, he's dropped his mediums off and got a set of softs on as well. Gecko's back out the pits, fresh set of softs on for him. Philo out the pits, a fresh set of softs on for him. He's only taken on a little bit of fuel actually. Philo, Mart in 8th. He's got a fresh set of mediums on, gone for just over 3/4 of a tank. Fat Pickle's right behind him though, fresh set of softs on, just over half a tank. Punani out, half a tank, racing mediums on board. Pilgrim sitting this one out. Elvio still out on track. Potter in the pits this lap. Brinky in the pits this lap. Elvio got a couple of laps left of fuel on board as well, so can still run a few more miles with those mediums. Ace Killer into second, then Blue Racer third. Gecko fourth. Philo fifth. Potter now out the pits in 6th. Fresh set of softs on. Mark comes out behind him 2 seconds. Still got Fat Pickles for company and Brinky. Brinky back out the pits as well on a fresh set of softs. Punani on those fresh mediums. Unfortunately a minute behind Brinky. So what are we looking at in terms of pit stop times? 15 seconds? Is that it? Oh no, a little bit more. 27 seconds. That doesn't give Elvio 25, or what is it, 26, 25 seconds, 27 seconds, something like that. Elvio not got the room at the minute to hold on to the lead if he comes in the pits. I don't think he needs to make about a 4 or 5 more second gap up. He's got drivers behind on fresher tyres. Softs and softs on for Ace Killer, Blue Racer and Gecko. They should be closing the gap really on Elvio a little bit, down to 22 seconds. Gecko then having a little look on Blue Racer as we head down the start-finish straight. Race Asylum versus Race Asylum into turn 1. Side by side through there. A little wobble on from Gecko. Blue Racer goes defensive into this next corner. Again holds the line through this double apex down towards this first of the hairpins on this circuit. Oof, onto the marbles for Gecko. Unable to challenge through there. You can see just that little mistake on the marbles pushed him back a little bit. Still not letting Ace Killer get away from them yet either. Hard on the brakes for Gecko. Both drivers closing up on Ace Killer. Where are they in terms of Elvio? He's still holding his own at the front. Elvio still 22 seconds. Ooh, that was the... That's what I wanted. Doing well. Is he going to come in at the end of this lap? I don't know if he's got enough. Yeah, he's over. I didn't think he'd brave another lap on that fuel. 21.5 seconds then when he crosses the pit in line. Ace Killer still holding second. Happy to take on board fuel and tyres, so we'll see. Does he get back out? His tyres are on, taking on board the fuel. Ace Killer, Blue Racer and Gecko go through. I think Philo might have just got through as well. Potomac Pot gets through as well. Elvio comes out in 6th position. Fresh set of softs to play with though. 13 laps left. Martin 7th. The mediums on board, plenty of fuel. has got a Brinky on a set of softs and a Fat Pickles pretty close behind him in 8th and 9th. Punani still trying to close this gap up. He's a set of racing mediums on now, pretty fresh, only 39.7 seconds behind Fat Pickles. But it is now this man leading the race. Ace Killer, 0.9 of a second lead over Blue Racer. He will definitely have to stop again. Racer looked like he ran wide on the way out of the hairpin, but maybe just a little bit of a glitch. He's held on to second, Gecko right behind him still. Ace Killer not managed to quite break the toe of Blue Racer behind him. All three of these drivers came in very similar lap. Tyres looking very similar between them. Philo came in a little bit later, his tyres looking slightly better, so able to close the gap up on these boys. Just 1.8 seconds behind race leader Ace Killer. Potter in 5th then. LVO Tricks 1.7 seconds behind him, just exited the pits on his previous lap. LVO, fresh set of softs on board to play with. Mark still holding 7th. Brinky's got himself past Fat Pickles. Oh no, he hasn't. Sorry, no, that's how they were. That's how they were. No, that's how they were. Still Punani soldiers on. These two behind, still having a punch up for second position. Philo's right involved in this one now. Now, is that going to give Ace Killer a little bit of luck here? If those three are fighting for position, if Blue Racer has to start going defensive, it's going to slow all three of them down behind Ace Killer. Not really, they're actually closing up a little bit on Ace Killer. Times fluctuating 0.6, 0.7. Proper threat now though, Blue Racer. Green Mercedes of Gecko Racer all over the back of him. Again, Philo's BMW sat right there just waiting for a tiny little opportunity. Different lines through there. Gecko going for the tightest lines he can to try and get that gap and get that move done on Blue Racer in front. Are they just going to wait until this start-finish straight? Are we going to see a move? I can imagine Blue Racer is going to hang over to this right-hand side of the circuit and not move at all. But Gecko Racer already got the power out the corner. Who's it going to be down towards turn 1? We've had these two battling it side by side already through turn 1. Where is he? Still side by side. It is going to be Blue Racer that holds on to this one. He's got the inside line into this next corner as well. There he goes, swings himself back in front side by side for a couple of corners then, Gecko and Blue Racer. And lucky that Philo didn't find a way through there. And all the time they've kept Ace Killer right in their sights, still just 0.7 of a second gap even with the fight going on behind. Killer will have been dreaming of these three having a little punch up while he just disappears off the road, gains a couple of seconds on them. LVO Tricks and Potter. So LVO Tricks has closed the gap up on Potter. He's on the fresh tyres, so he's closed the gap and taken that position off of him. Potter 0.9 of a second behind LVO in 6th. Oh, not anymore. A little bit further back now. Now LVO on hunt for the podium positions. Again, had a great drive in race 1. Kicking off at the front again, Philo looking up the inside of Gecko. They're still keeping Ace Killer right there, 0.5 of a second as we come back onto this start-finish straight. On board with lead car then, Ace Killer, 0.6 of a second is all he's got between himself and Blue Racer. You can see on screen. Closes up under braking. Nobody going for a move into turn 1 through there then. Everybody getting it right as well. Pressure's on for Ace Killer then. Close it up, all three of them right on the rear bumper of Ace Killer. 0.3 of a second in it. Holds his own into the hairpin. A little bit of a spin coming out of there, not enough to lose the position. Some wobbling going on from Blue Racer. Still got these lobby glitches then. Holds his own up towards the second hairpin as well then, Ace Killer. But LVO Tricks in the background is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. There he's just in the fight now. He's in the fight. Top 5 then, bumper to bumper as they head down here towards this right-hander at the bottom of the hill. Tricky corner, especially on worn out tyres. Ace Killer's, oh, Ace Killer's soft, absolutely dead. He's holding this big pack of drivers up at the minute, nowhere for them to go through here. Nobody able to get a move on anybody else either. Gecko's under threat from Philo though. Left the door open, LVO not quite able to get up the inside. So there you go, that's a slightly better view. Not got to look at the rear end of Ace Killer's car. Now then, will Ace Killer come in for a second set of tyres? Yes he does, peels off. Gecko follows him in. The other three, oh, he's got the pit entrance wrong, Ace Killer. That's time gone, that's positions gone for Ace Killer. Those few seconds wasted. He's still got damage on the front of his car as well. He'll be absolutely cursing. Know it. So through that, LVO manages to get himself from 5th in that little fight up to the front, using the slipstream down the start finish straight. Obviously the 2 of those drivers in this pack came in, and LVO just able to use those fresher tyres and the extra slipstream coming down the down the straight to get past Philo and Blue Racer. Is he going to get 2 wins out of 2 tonight, LVO? Can anybody put pay to this man this evening? He's going for maximum points all round. He's got fastest lap as well at the minute. An extra points in the championship for that one. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, it is LVO. Yeah. Sorry, we're on board with Philo, but it is LVO. There it is, 143.6. BMW first and second, then Philo in the second pink BMW. Blue Racer in the McLaren in third. Tyres screaming out to be changed now. Potter McPot also ready for some fresh tyres. Fat Pickle's got a little bit of tyre life left in his. He's managed to get himself past Mart. Mart on those mediums, sitting in 6th at the minute. Gecko Racer out of the pits, fresh set of softs on. Ace Killer, oh, he's lost time in that pit window. So it was the lead car, but he'd obviously used a little bit more fuel than everybody else. So he's had to spend a little bit longer in the pits. So he is now 4.7 seconds behind Gecko, sitting in 8th. Blue Racer in the pits this lap. Brinky still out, set of soft on board for him. He's still got a quarter of a tank on. Lexus doing well for fuel. Punani in 10th, almost out of fuel as well. Again, still Pilgrim just sitting this one out. LVO stretching out a little bit further. Philo still not been able to find anything to close back up on him. 2.6 seconds is the gap between LVO and Philo. Oh, sorry, it was Gecko last race. There was the chase car. This time it's Philo for the time being. Lap 17 of 25. Fat Pickles into 3rd position. Mart in 4th. And I'm sure these 2 will be in for tyres pretty soon. Mart's still got plenty of fuel on though. Fat Pickles' fuel starting to go down a little bit, just under a quarter of a tank. Mart though, sitting about a 1/3 of a tank in his Nissan. Gecko Racer in 5th. Fresh set of softs on. Potter right behind him in 6th with an even fresher set of softs on. Blue Racer out with a fresh set of softs on as well, right behind Potter, 1.1 seconds. Ace Killer in 8th and 3.3 back from Blue Racer. Brinky in the pits this lap. Punani in the pits this lap. Does that benefit Ace Killer? No, he's too far away from the start-finish line to get anything out of that one. So, 8 laps remaining, including this one. LVO with a 5.5 second lead. Philo drops himself into the pits now. Blown out of tyres, blown out of fuel. LVO will have to come in a lap or two's time as well. He won't be able to do that many laps on this fuel. Philo and Mark come in the pits this lap also. Pretty unstoppable tonight, LVO. Don't get me wrong, Gecko tried everything he could in race 1. But just wasn't able to stick with the pace of LVO, just pulling tenths out on pretty much every corner. And now he's got a great big 21.2 seconds lead over the next place on circuit, which is Fat Pickles Bows in second. He'll also have to come in for tyres pretty soon, running out of fuel as well. There is Gecko, fresh set of softs on, a little bit of wear showing on those. Should have enough fuel to get to the end, I think. Philo back at the pits, fresh, super fresh set of softs in 4th position. Blue Racer, have you just got yourself past Potter McPot? I think you were behind him a second ago, were you? Oof. Not sure. Ace Killer then in 2.3 seconds behind Potter. Mart in 8th, out on a fresh set of softs now. 9.9 seconds behind Ace Killer. Race leader LVO in the pits this lap. Brinky in the pits this lap. Looks like Brinky might be sitting this one out as well. So maybe way over 3/4 distance, and decided he's not going to make it up any more positions, so he may as well drop himself in the pits and just take those points. LVO in the pits, Fat Pickles in the pits. Is that going to benefit Fat Pickles, bro? Let's see. LVO out then, fresh set of softs, half a tank of fuel. Now got 3. Ooh, that's coming down massively. Let's see what it's like when they actually get up to speed. 2.2 seconds between LVO and Gecko. So this is how it was in race 1 as well. Philo on those super fresh set of softs. Not as fresh as LVO's, but pretty fresh. Could be looking for that second position off of Gecko. Blue Racer as well. Fresh set of softs on in 4th. 1.7 seconds behind Philo. Potter McPot not out of this equation either. 1.6 seconds behind Blue Racer. Ooh, wobble on there. Killer 3.4 seconds down in 6th position. Had a massive, great mistake on his run into the pits. Crashed into the pit wall. Had to go for the old 3-point turn to get himself back in. Wasted a hell of a lot of time. He was leading this race just before he came in. Crashed into the wall. Oh yeah, so he didn't take on more fuel than anyone, did he? He crashed into the wall. And now he's sitting in 6th position. 7th, 9.1 seconds behind. Starting to drag that time down a little bit actually on Ace Killer. Keeping himself ahead of Fat Pickles at the minute. Fat Pickles got a really fresh set of softs on, so just got to be a little bit careful for Mark. Only a 2.4 second gap between the pair of these two. Punani still out on track. Still a minute and 12 behind anybody else on circuit. But he is still racing. Brinky again decided to sit the last bit of this race out, as has Pilgrim. LVO dominated again, finding 10ths again. 2.7 seconds the lead. A lie, 2.8, a lie, 2.9. Again, it just seems to find 10th after 10th. Gecko Racer did everything he can in race 1 as well to chase down LVO, but just wasn't able to do it. Now, LVO on a fresher set of tyres than Gecko. A little bit more fuel on board, so it will be slightly heavier, but only a little bit. Not enough to make that much difference, to be perfectly honest. 20 of 25 here then at Autopolis in Japan. We did have Nissan's leading the race at the start. The Japanese would have gone crazy for that. Oof, Elvio having a couple of stabs at that corner, keep himself on circuit. Still finding time over Gecko. 3 seconds the gap he now has. 3.1. BMW absolutely planted here tonight. Setup he's got on there is obviously perfect for him in this track. So can we see Philo get second? That fresh tyre compared to Gecko. 1.4 seconds behind him currently. And falling, so it could be on here for Philo to move up another step. I don't think anybody else is really in contention. Blue Racers falling behind a little bit. 4.3 seconds, 4.4 seconds. Behind Philo. Potter McPot definitely getting closer to him, just 1.4 seconds between those two. Race killer coming out of the hairpin, gets a little bit of a slide on, sitting in 6th. A slightly lonely race at the minute, 6 seconds in front of Potter, 7.5 back to Mart. Again, Mart having nobody to tussle with. Fat Pickles just keeping himself in the rear view mirror of Mart, 2.6 seconds down. Soft tyre versus half worn soft tyre for Mart. Not able to close the gap up yet. Fat Pickles running out of laps here, 21 of 25. Punani coming through then, still sitting in 9th, just getting caught up by the front runners. Stays off to the left hand side of the circuit, allows those to go through nice and cleanly. But look at that, Elvio, 4.1 second lead. I think a lot of that time gain has been down to the fact that Philo has been pressuring Gecko. Still Gecko in second, but Philo is just half a second behind him. As we watch 4th and 5th get closer together as well, Blue Racer and Potter McPot just 0.7 of a second in it between them. Potter well within slipstream range. Not that you'll get slipstream range, slipstream around any of these corners. To just keep himself in touch, Potter, as they come onto that start-finish straight. Might be able to give himself a chance at an overtake using the slipstream, but time stretching up a little bit through the wiggly sections, drops up to about a second. Slowly brings that back down. Blue Racer then holding on to this 4th, just Pot gets himself back into the slipstream range. We jump back to the fight for second position. Gecko still under threat here from Philo. Through these last couple of corners, we'll see whether the BMW... Oh, Gecko almost leaving the door wide open there for Philo to stomp one up the inside, but he's going to have a good run now, right behind Gecko in the second. Gecko's going to hold that inside line. Has the BMW got enough to get past? Oh, not with the glitch in it, hasn't. But Gecko goes a little bit deep through there, just leaves the door open enough. Tried to slingshot back up the inside, but wasn't carrying enough speed to get it done before the braking zone. Has to drop himself into 3rd. It's no big loss really. He's on a completely different tyre setup in terms of strategy. Philo's tyres in a lot better condition. expected really that Philo should make short work of Gecko. Nobody catching Elvio now though, 7-second lead with the fight that's been happening behind him. He's on for absolute maximum points here tonight. The win in race 1, pole position in race 1, fastest lap in race 1. He's on for the win here in race 2, and he's already got fastest lap in race 2. So it's maximum points across the board for Elvio if he finishes first tonight. Coming round to the last few corners of lap 23 for Elvio. 25 laps is the full race distance. To the start finish straight, and just there, look, just there, it was 7 seconds, it's now 7.8 seconds over Philo. So even Philo in a similar car, the BMW, just not able to get the same performance out of his car than Elvio can. 8.2 seconds, just no problem Elvio. Philo's not out of the woods yet, he's still got Gecko 0.7 of a second behind him. Gap stretching back out again between Blue Racer and Potter McPot. Front left absolutely blown out on Potter's. Not much better on Blue Racers to be honest, but obviously costing Potter a little bit of time through some of these corners. Keeping Blue Racer in that 4th position. Ace Killer still 9.1 seconds behind Potter. But Mart has closed that gap on him, taken about 5 seconds out of him. He's under threat though, Fat Pickles looking for a way through. Down towards the hairpin. Mart goes defensive, you want to go round through there, you're going to have to go around the outside, Fat Pickles, not going to make it easy for you. Mart's got a bit of a glitchy wibble on. See, just as he steers, wobble. Has he left the door open on the way out of the hairpin? No, he hasn't. Fat Pickle's still not able to get past then. Has to hold on to 8th. Punani still rolling around quite happily. 2 minutes behind race leader. Already been overtaken by the front few. But quite happy to keep rolling around and pick up the 9th position points. Closed upon by 6th position, 4th position, Blue Racer there. So, into final lap then. Elvio, look at that, 9.9 seconds lead. Philo has got himself past Gecko. Can't find the time to chase down Elvio. Gecko falling off the back of him as well, 1.3 seconds. Potter's tyres must be costing him. Blue Racer still able to pull a little bit of time over Potter. Both drivers got front lefts absolutely blown out. Most drivers' tyres not looking too good, apart from Elvio's looking all right at the end of this race. Through the hairpin over that little brow. Pickles has got himself past Mart. Is that down the start finish straight? Let's have a quick look at that. Yeah, I think it was, or down towards turn 2. But this man, what a machine tonight. Audiobooks taking, that's not his real name, Elvio Tricks. Takes the win in race 1, takes the win in race 2, takes pole position, fastest lap in both races as well so far. Maximum points on the board for Elvio tonight. Stomped it. Philo then comes home in 2nd for race 2. Well, for Gecko, tried everything he could, but ends up 3rd in race 2 tonight. Blue Racer takes 4th, managed to fend off Potter McPot. Again, both drivers' tyres absolutely blown out at the end of that race. Blue Racer takes 4th, and Potter takes 5th into the pit wall. Ace Killer holding, 6th just. And does just take it. Fat Pickles comes home in 7th then. Mart takes 8th. Punani comes home in 9th. Brinky will take 10th and Pilgrim will take 11th. Not the best of night for the Mercedes. Only really Gecko Racer scoring many points on the board. They're not in teams, so you know it's not a big deal. But the other Mercedes drivers seem to get tangled up in all sorts of issues tonight. Gecko Racer managing to make his way through the chaos, finishing 3rd. But this man tonight, everything was about him. He's come in tonight and absolutely dominated in the BMW. Nobody's been able to put anything on him. Gecko tried, like I say, Gecko tried really hard in race 1, but just could not keep up with the pace. It was a 10th on every corner from Elvio. He was stretching out over Gecko in race 1. He was doing a similar job on Gecko and Philo in race 2 as well, so he's definitely found something in the BMW that the other guys haven't. Right. I'm not waiting for them lot to finish the lobby, because I don't know what they've got the race timer set on. But yeah, there you go. 2 great races tonight. Really close in race 2 for an awful long time. They were bumper to bumper for a fair few laps before they started to spread apart a little bit. But yeah, some good racing, some incidents as well. It'll be interesting to find out what happened to some of those drivers over the course of the next week, whether there was any contact between them, etc, etc. Well, you'll find out if there's any penalties given next week. People not allowed qualifying or time penalties or something like that. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, there were 1 or 2 spin-offs. Again, whether there was any contact between anyone, I don't know. We'll see. But that is it from me tonight. I'm back on Friday night at 9 o'clock for round 2 of GT3 and then back on Sunday night again 9 o'clock for the P1RCs multi-class league. So you have seen Pilgrim in this lobby. He'll be driving that very same car on Sunday night 9 o'clock. So that's GR4s and GR3s in teams of 2, 1 GR3, 1 GR4 per team, and obviously there's 2 Mercedes, 1 GR3, 1 GR4. So that's Sunday night, and then back on Wednesday night, same time, same place next week, 8:30 for round 3 of the Team Oliver Racing GR3 League. Let me just see if I can quickly see where we are. That's not what I want. That's what I want. Hold on. That's not what I want. Come on. Come on. Just there. 2 seconds, people. Let me just let this load up. That's not what I'm meant to be looking at. That's the table, not the results. So we are at... we are at Watkins Glen next week, back for the endurance style race, a full 1 hour endurance, all 3 tyre compounds, unless it's a wet race, all 3 tyre compounds must be used for that race next week, so we'll see what happens. So yeah, Friday night 9 o'clock for GT3 P1RC's multi-class league on Sunday at 9 o'clock as well, and then same time, same place, 8:30 for round 3 of MRC's Team Oliver Racing GR3 League, GT3 League. I will get that right. That's it from me, peeps. I hope you've liked what you watched. If you have, you know the game. Like, comment, subscribe, share it out. Tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.